So I was playing Echocalypse, and then this woman appeared who let this divine sniper MILF walk down the aisle with a rifle and a pair of bazonkas. This is Anna, the newest limited unit. This is her oath outfit, Rasparta's wedding. You don't just pull her, you can marry her too. She's an armor breaker who thrives on shutting down healing and shields. She can do everything you want a DPS to do. Frontline wipe checked, debuffs checked, armor shred checked, obliterate the whole team also checked. She's one of the strongest single target nukers in the game right now. Also, look at her. You think you're the main character? No. You're a gacha peasant. She's the boss fight. Now's the best time to play. During this 150-day sign-in event, players can earn up to 30 SSR characters and get a witch prinny from the Witch's Den for free.
Feature dummy here on my phone. It's actually 24 SSR and 6 UR characters being given away.
Top of event with a 2,000 rebate. It runs from August 17 to September 6 and is only available for players using Guitarcade accounts. All top-ups through the pack, store, Guitarcade desktop, or official channels count towards the events. Summon Anna in Echocalypse, the Scarlet Covenant starting August 17. Links in the description, and don't forget to redeem your code before she returns to heaven, or more likely takes hell with her. Guys, I think I want to watch a more video that's meant for me.
For the next 7 days,
Okay, no, I meant to meant a more like high fun video.
I'm attempting to finish the diets of the world's heaviest people. Starting with Barry Austin, who ate a staggering 26,000 calories per day. I'm hungry now, but by the end of this week, I have a feeling I won't be. Oh my goodness. Rule number 1, I have to finish each person's diet before I can move on to the next one. Rule number 2, I can't control whose diet I'm eating next. If you're wondering who is controlling it, you'll find out shortly. Rule number 3, I have to gain a minimum of 33 pounds this week. Yep, I'm going all in, and my stomach is about to hate me.
Kicking off with the
Dude,
first
I feel like this
breakfast,
video
I'm
should be
eating
flagged
10
for self-harm, no?
eggs and a full
Oh my!
toast. Obviously it was tasting great, but what I didn't know was that this delicious carbonated drink was going to be the bane of my existence, because Barry drank 12 liters of Coke per day. If the food itself wasn't a tough enough challenge already, this was going to be the icing on the cake. Or should I say the syrup on the hash brown. After finishing off half the platter, I'd already made it to my second 2-liter. But this was only the beginning.
It's like I'm painting a picture of sugary, mapley deliciousness.
Dude, isn't that like...
Call me Pablo Picasso, baby.
After
Dude,
finishing
every
off the
time I eat too much things that are like too much oily, if I eat food that has too much oil in it, like if I eat too much fried food, I have to vomit. I start feeling so sick. Like I have to vomit. I don't know why, but every time that I see or eat too much anything, it's just straight vomit.
last of the bacon and the sausage, I took down the rest of the hash browns and the bread. Oh, and the last of the Coke. Well, for this meal at least.
Vomit? Yeah, no, it makes you feel so sick. I think it's because I have GERD.
It's only gonna get crazier.
Since Barry was Britain's heaviest man, I had to run over to the local pub to get the next meal
Oh
for the
no,
challenge.
not British food.
Love fish and chips.
I started off with the fries, or
Oh, fish and
chips as they're called
chips!
in the UK, along with my next 2-liter of Coke. So far, the meal was off to a pretty good start. But I decided it was time to bring a little bit more flavor to the party.
I don't know what kind of sauce this is, but I'm gonna find out. It's ranch, and it's good ranch.
So far, things were going great. Well, for now at least.
All right, fish and chips number 1 is down. I'll pick that up later.
I got back to work and started on the next order of fish and chips.
I dedicate this meal to all my British subscribers.
And only a few minutes later, meal 2 was complete.
Fish and chips number 2 is complete.
I love
am
fish and
kinda
chips.
coked out right now. I feel like that's probably not the most family-friendly thing to say on this channel, but you know what I mean. I have a second 2-liter in here that I was supposed to finish, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with that.
Oh.
For the next few minutes, I chugged this Coke like I was trying to set a record for fastest time to destroy a pancreas.
Number 4.
And that's when things turned in a different direction.
Oh man. I've had way too much caffeine and sugar today.
After recovering from my sugar crash, it was
I don't
time for the
understand
final
how he's able to even eat this much. Wouldn't you like have to vomit after
part
a
of Barry's
while?
diet. For this, I headed over to this fire Indian spot for the next meal.
Well everyone, it's almost 7 o'clock, so you know what that means. Dinner time.
As I got to 2-liter number 5 for the day, there was only one thought on my mind.
I hate you so much right now. Ooh, can we get a little ASMR action?
Even though I was ridiculously full at this point, this curry was so delicious, that my fullness almost didn't even matter.
I gotta say,
Oh, W curry, dude.
But
Curry
regardless
is
of how good
fire.
the food is, flavor fatigue is always bound to set in eventually. Which I was reminded of only a few bites later. With only 4 plates left, I decided it was time to strategize. So I started making
Dude, I
myself
feel like this is more rice than anything.
fatigue is always bound to set in eventually. Which I was reminded of only a few bites later.
I feel like there's more rice than curry.
With only 4 plates left, I decided it was time to strategize. So I started making myself a little curry.
What the fuck is that spoon? Why is he using a serving spoon? Just use it. What the fuck?
There's probably a formal name for this, but all I knew was that this tasted delicious. As I finished this plate, I felt like I was more curry than human. But with the finish line in sight, the last thing I could do was stop now.
You know what? Watching this video, I don't want to eat anymore.
As I stuffed the last curry burrito in my mouth, I finally made it to the end. Well, almost.
The worst part about today was definitely the Coke.
Little did I know the Coke was gonna be nothing compared to what I was gonna face this week.
Oh no, dude, because that stupid airplane video, the Burger King like crown scares the shit out of me.
One left.
Like, as a streamer, I get scared as fuck, dude.
Right
I'm like, oh god.
Last thing I want to do is even think about it. Why couldn't this have been Diet Coke?
After finishing
You know what? As somebody who's not a Coke enjoyer or like I don't really enjoy soft drinks too much. Genuine question, I do not feel like there's a taste difference when it comes to Coke regular and Coke Zero. I just don't really taste the difference. I really don't like. I just don't think it's that big of a difference where it's worth the sugar. I don't get it. Zero is better. Same. Oh, the question marks. Uh-oh. That's a Coke regular enjoyer.
At number 1, it was time for my first weigh-in.
That was a lot of calories today. Hopefully whatever's up next won't be anything too crazy.
Obviously, Barry's diet left me
What?
feeling pretty full, but the
I'm
next
sorry,
one on the list was
dude.
gonna wound me.
Oh god, I thought I was banned there.
Possible.
And it all started with this binder. Let me explain. A few weeks ago, I got this text from my old friend Ricky. Ricky and I
Thank
were
God he has
best
too much
friends
fat where you can't see anything.
in high school, but it had been a few years since we last spoke. Ricky
No,
ended up coming
Flying
over a few
Tomato,
days
I did
later,
not.
and
It's
things seemed
fucking
pretty normal
customs or some
until he
shit.
hit me with this.
Eric, you know you didn't actually eat the world's heaviest man's diet, right?
A few years ago, I ate what I thought was the world's heaviest man's daily diet. But what Ricky was about to put in front of me
Well, Eric, I got a real challenge for you then, and it's all in here.
was gonna prove that he was right. Ricky's always been the kind of friend that's kept me on my toes with everything I do. Like, if I said I climbed Mount Everest, he'd tell me I missed a step. So of course, he tells me he found 5 more people with even crazier diets than the world's heaviest man.
You gotta finish all of these in a week, and that's the real challenge.
I feel like
Dude, come on, man.
they have crazier diets because like they're gonna die sooner or some bullshit before even reaching that fucking weight of the heaviest man.
Are you for real right now? Come on, bro. I thought you were the world's hungriest man.
As soon as he said that, I instantly realized he was right.
Fine, I will do it. And I know I'm gonna do it too, because if I can't, I'll take World's Hungriest Man out of my IG bio.
But I was about to find out that finishing Ricky's challenge was
The
gonna be
IG
far
bio,
from
not the
easy.
IG bio.
Hold up.
Mainly because he told me I couldn't look at the rest of the binder until I started the challenge, and that I had to finish each diet in the exact
These
order
photos
that he put
are
them in, which was
are
probably because he sprinkled in a few
crazy.
surprises that I didn't know about.
I hate you, Ricky.
But Ricky wasn't quite done yet.
I want to see you as thick and bloated as you were when you were a kid.
Yeah, that's when Ricky decided to throw in a little side mission for me on this crazy challenge. I was gonna try and gain the most weight I've ever gained in a food challenge before. Ricky then told me that he had gotten a job in Central America, and he wanted to see me do this before he leaves. So right then and there, I knew what needed to be done.
This sounds pretty ridiculous, dude. But hey, what's the worst that can happen?
Ew.
Next up on the list was the diet of Paul Mason. At his peak weight, Paul weighed in at 980
Oh my god, dude, this is f***ing disgusting.
pounds and had one of the most absurd diets ever recorded, which, judging by the first meal,
100 bags of chips in a day? How the f***ing people afford this shit? See, I'm telling you, man, there has to be people who enables this shit because, like, how the f*** can a guy who's bedbound be able to afford, like, 100 bags of chips? Like, how are they able to, like, if they can't get a job, they can't do anything. It has to be enablers. It has to be. Like, dude, the only time these fat people, I was going to say fat f***s, and I realized how, like, that's so rude. Anyway, the only way to get this fat is if you have an enabler. Because, like, you can't even get the food anyway. The DoorDash comes into the room and you think that they can, like, even get the food? Yeah, right, dude.
There's no way I'm gonna be able to do this.
Was gonna test
Yeah,
me
right.
unlike any challenge I'd ever done before.
Alerts are
Safe
not
to say after
muted.
this-
It's just, oh my god,
Say
alerts
everyone
are
after
muted.
this, I might have a serious
Oh my
chip on my
god.
shoulder. Today,
Sorry.
I think I might have a serious chip on my shoulder. Where are my salt and vinegar people at? Comment down below.
I had no idea how I was gonna be able to survive 100 bags
Also,
of chips.
how can you even handle eating that much chips? Every time I eat chips, it hurts my mouth. I don't know why. The amount of salt and the way it rubs in my mouth, it like starts like making my mouth hurt. The salt like rubbing against your like your cheeks and shit. It starts like, dude, you know what I mean? Wait, why are you looking that? No, because you have to like, are you not like, I don't know, chewing your food?
But what I did know was that the day was off to a pretty bad start already.
Yeah, my lips are already numb.
And some trash spilling on the
How
floor.
the does this not hurt your mouth? If you chew your food, it will hurt your mouth because like of how dry it is and it rubs against your mouth when you're chewing it. Especially if you eat too much chips. I can never handle too much chips.
Was about to be the least of my problems.
The outside of my mouth is completely numb right now.
As you can probably tell by
Just
now,
wash it down with Coke. Okay.
I was clearly in a state of pure potato chip bliss. There was 4 different flavors spread across the 100 bags of chips. My strategy was to conquer
Do you not
25
produce
items.
saliva? No. It's when you eat too much. Every time you eat too much of it, especially when it comes to chips, for me at least, I'm talking about for me, it starts hurting my mouth.
Time.
Never eat it.
Not these ones, it's so smooth, but I'm talking about the ones that actually have like,
Salt and vinegar chip ever again.
But I was starting to realize that this plan wasn't working out very well.
All right, let me get a bag
wait,
count
you
here,
have to
'cause
eat
I've
chicken nuggets
lost
with
count.
3 bites. Maybe your mouth is just that small and the chips cut your mouth inside. Oh.
Like 300 bags ago. 24, 25.
With the salt and vinegar flavor down, it was time to move on to the next one.
Choices.
I always bite my chips to eat it.
I knew there was no way I was going to finish
Like-
all 100 bags.
I don't eat the full chip. I bite the chip and then finish the chip. Like, I cut it because I don't want to put the whole chip in my mouth. Like a hamster. Okay. Do you remember the gift that I said on chat? Like, this is how I feel like when I'm eating. This is exactly how I feel when I'm eating. Oh my god, my diary. Every single time, dude. Every single time I'm not able to stream and something happens during the subathon, suddenly this is a diary, dude. Oh my god, this is how I feel like. This is me eating. Oh my god, that's me. That's how I eat. I'm like with my 2 hands. I'm like,
In one sitting. But if I can make it through 25 more, then I knew I'd have a solid chance at surviving this crazy diet plan. Until I got this text from Ricky.
I love the announces.
The next part of Paul's diet was
Dude, my announces in Discord is literally just a first time chatter, boomy wave. Rare. That's a super duper rare.
going to require a trip to the grocery store. But in order to set myself up for success,
I've entered what scientists refer to as the crunch dimension.
I knew I had to finish off the rest of these barbecue chips, which fortunately I was able to do. But unfortunately, getting through this day wasn't going to be quite
Rename it
that
the
easy.
journal? No,
I don't
because
even have
sometimes
a
it's
word to
not my
describe it.
journal. It's like
I don't
actually
know if it feels right
announces.
now.
I
With
just,
the barbecue
you know.
chips down, I headed to Walmart to grab the next thing I needed to eat. Plus, a little something extra.
Thank you so 10 gifted.
Right now, I need something. I have a feeling I'm going to need something a little heavier duty for the pain. If only
Pain
this was for the
reliever.
emotional kind too. Yeah, it's going to taste like sadness.
After some much needed relief, I was clearly ready for more chips. I could feel each chip shredding the roof of my mouth. Had I not
See, oh my, see. I think this happens more sooner for me than other people though. Maybe that's why. Because the fact that he complained about it after like the 200 bag is kind of insane.
gotten that sweet treat, I don't think I'd have a roof left.
Status update. Feels like a car crashed inside of my mouth. There's shards of glass everywhere.
After 10 more delightful minutes, I found myself at the last bag of sour cream and onion chips.
My blood type is now sour cream and onion.
If I could finish off the last 20...
Okay, if I eat I don't even know. I don't really even like chips. It's too salty for me.
5 bags of chips, I'd be through with the first half of Paul's diet. As for the second half,
All right, well, everyone, I have the rest of the bags right there.
that was either
Journal
gonna save me
announces.
or shatter me.
And the reason why I haven't gotten into Paul's next item is because it would have gone terrible.
You
with
don't
this,
like sour
and it
cream?
would've
I
gone
love
better
sour
with-
cream chips.
The second half of Paul's diet was 40 chocolate bars. With how I felt at this point, I
Chips are too salty. Coke is too sweet. You are not human. Okay. Addicted to Coke, zero tastes like garbage. Damn. Okay, wait. Let me cook. Hold on. Chips is one of those things where I have like a bag of like, you know those clamps to hold the chips down or whatever? I can never finish chips in one setting. Like if I were to have a bag, it takes me like 3 settings to finish a chip bag. I don't know, man. I don't know why. It's just not for me. But hey, if you give me, okay, the reason why I'm like, I've gained weight, but for me, the reason why I've gained weight is because like if you give me like rice and you give me like actual savory food like chicken or like a steak or something like that, I can finish that shit easy. But when it's too much of something, like it's too salty or is it too sweet or something, I can't handle it.
knew this was going to be my last ditch effort to finish Paul Mason's daily diet.
I feel like I just burned way too many calories unwrapping those.
But after all the salt I just put in my body over the last day, these Feastables bars were everything I needed.
This chocolate is pretty good. I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
But even though they were a massive relief,
Okay, bro.
I knew I had to get to the chips eventually.
Your Nancy should start with a Dear Diary. Do you know, this is POV me being offline and writing on my announces. POV. Guys, I have an update for them. Okay, I'm going to type it as exactly how I would say it. Dear Diary. Today, I went to the ramen place. Since I couldn't even stream anyway. Then I passed by a place that sold Dubai chocolate. It was insanely expensive. $9 for 1 bar of chocolate. What the fuck? Anyway, tried it and it was actually quite nice. I like the pistachio or however you spell it. Anyway, went back home and now I am building 3 things I bought from China for cheap in Temu. First time buying things from this shop, but it was a good experience. And now I was about to get ready with the full body stream and suddenly my internet is up. And now I'm streaming.
We meet again.
The end.
At this point, the roof of my were in shambles, and I was running out of options. So I thought I'd have some ice cold water, and it did absolutely nothing. And when I realized I was only able to eat 1 chip at a time, I started to think about throwing in the towel.
I genuinely don't know what to do right now.
But the last thing I wanted to be eating was leftover chips tomorrow. And I also had a sneaking suspicion that these diets were only going to get harder, which meant
Why couldn't he mix it up? Like, mix up the rice. Why does he have to do it on one go? Couldn't he he has to do it one by one by one by one.
I was going to need all the stomach space possible. So I knew I needed to take all these
He could
chips
have
down
also made it a
tonight. So a few
smoothie,
minutes
no?
later, I got the bright idea to try a new approach. I've decided to call it chip balls. Well, actually, they're just crushed chips in my fist, but
Okay,
it made
never
it so I could eat them
mind.
much faster. And to my complete and utter surprise,
My taste buds feel like they're in another dimension right now.
it was working incredibly well. I just wished I would have done it 90 bags ago. Nothing against Lay's potato chips or anything, but after this, I'm probably never going to eat another bag.
Guys, I have a controversial take. Lay's chips is one of if I'm gonna rate them, it's probably like a D. It's just salt. Even when you eat the other ones, of all the chips you can get, I feel like Lay's is the worst. Or not even the worst, but it's like mid. It's mid. Like There are just so many other chips that you can get. Why get Lay's?
Ever again.
It's just very mid.
I was able to make
Jamie,
it to the last
there's
2
6
bags of chips,
months.
but it came at a pretty big cost.
I can't believe I've made it here, but I have 2 bags left.
Half a year already.
Holy shit, he's pregnant.
Oh, close.
With 2 bags of chips and 20 chocolate bars left, I was almost at the finish line.
I'm surprised he didn't eat the chocolate with the chips because the saltiness of the chips would help the chocolate into tasting better and will also help him with his roof of the tongue of the mouth.
Oh, hey,
I'm surprised he didn't mix it up.
I'm getting my healthy fats in.
I shoved back the rest of the chocolate bars like I was trying to set another world record.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what rock bottom tastes like. And it's lightly salted.
And terrible life choices.
I got a little bit of debris, but I'm calling that one done. Oh.
I wasn't really into VTubers until I found Deme. Oh.
I'm gonna need a nap and a warm bath. If only
Oh.
my stomach was as shredded as the roof of my mouth is right now.
I had made it through Paul's mountain of
God,
chips and
can they
chocolate
stop
bars, but
spamming
the
their
next diet
photos,
wasn't just about
please?
calories.
I don't wanna
There was a
see
deadline,
that.
and failing it came with consequences. The next person on the list was Samantha Mason, who appeared on season 9 of the show My 600-Pound Life. Samantha weighed in at 950.
I remember her. She made like some fetish content for her gaining weight type shit. It was disgusting.
pounds at her peak weight, which required a lot of calories to maintain. But calories weren't the only thing I had to worry about, because little did I know, Ricky was about to take the difficulty of this challenge to a whole new level.
Yo.
Hey, yeah, so I found this person online. So she ate more than 20,000 calories a day, but what she ate was really big.
So Ricky went on to say that he found a thread on Reddit that analyzed Samantha's 140-pound weight gain while she stayed in a hospital, which came out to be roughly 21,300.
I don't understand, dude. I don't understand how they're able to afford this kind of food. Normal people like are struggling right now to even buy groceries. How the fuck are they even eating 20,000 calories a day? That's a day, by the way. How are they like? That's like what, $200 a day on food? So how the fuck are they even like able to like spend that much? That is a VTuber that made me join chat before I just watch VODs and videos to talk. Really? Wow, that's so insane.
33 calories per day. He gave this information to ChatGPT and asked it to analyze all the meals she ate while on the show in order to get the most accurate diet possible.
Classic.
Which by itself was going to be incredibly difficult to finish. But what he did next was going to make this challenge a whole different game.
Yeah, once we're off.
Damn, guys, what can I say? I'm a yapper. I just make you guys yappers too.
Alright.
When Ricky's text came in a few minutes later, I wasn't all that worried.
At least it's not 100 bags of chips.
And then he texted me this.
This challenge has just got taken up a few notches. I have to finish everything on this meal plan today before midnight, or else Ricky's telling me.
Sometimes I forget that like people come to the stream very randomly, and anytime, like it's like any whenever like time, dude. I'm so sorry.
He's gonna add another
I'm
person to the
sorry,
lineup.
dude.
And you know what, Ricky? If you're watching this, which I know you are, I am going to finish this meal plan. I just hope Samantha didn't have any chips on her meal plan.
The first stop was McDonald's. Second stop, Jack in the Box.
At least it's not the same f***ing food the whole day though. A while ago it's 100 chips and 100 chocolate. Like there's no way anybody eats like that. There's just no way. I don't believe it.
I hate you, Ricky.
The first order of business from this massive pile of fast food was 6 jumbo breakfast burritos. And since I hadn't drank enough of this so far, a large Coke. The first bite of the breakfast burrito was surprisingly really good. Maybe today wouldn't be so bad after all.
I'm just so glad it's just not a potato chip.
Burrito number 2 went down easy, but the next one called for a little something extra, so I added some salsa. I was probably playing with fire by doing that, but hey, I like to live dangerously.
Shout out to Jack in the Box. Breakfast burrito is actually really good.
He said, wow, this is actually really good.
I think I just got a piece of foil in my mouth.
Maybe it was the sugar or the caffeine. Well, actually probably both, but I was feeling good. Like really good.
Wow, why is that so good? We're back in business, baby. Woo!
Obviously, the sugar rush was coming in at full force.
Guys, by the way, we need a new mod because I don't know why this reminded me of needing a new mod, but I keep saying sheeshers now. Thanks for the brain rot. Guys, if sheeshers becomes a thing.
But with time ticking away, I knew I was going to hit my wall eventually. So I decided to throw something else in that would give me a little bit more motivation to keep eating.
I'm gonna issue a little challenge within the challenge. If I'm able to finish everything on this diet plan by midnight tonight, then you gotta subscribe if you're not subscribed already. But if I can't,
Hello,
then you can
Debbie.
unsubscribe.
Oh, guys, would you guys want it to be like a Google form? Hey, guys, if you guys want to, you know, I'm gonna go through like the thingy. You have to put your watch time and shit like that. Your awake time
Imagine
schedule. Ooh, it'll be so
for the
fire.
Gremlin aware I need to be paid for that.
Even though that would make me very sad.
What the fuck?
In the challenge set, I moved on to the crispy McNuggets that had some sort of weird sauce, but I was able to finish off the box. Unfortunately, the crispiness of these nuggets brought back some pretty bad flashbacks.
Alright, these McNuggets are a little too crispy.
Even though the roof of my mouth wasn't too happy, I continued on anyways.
Oh, from yesterday's
And I'm glad I
chips
did.
thingy?
Just take a moment of silence for the cookie.
Because the sweetness of this cookie was everything I needed.
Oh my god, let me tell you about the best cookie I've ever had in my entire fucking life. It was in a random... This is so specific. And I'll never have this cookie again. It's like actually one of the... It was the best cookie I've ever had in my life. To the point where it was so good that I would like buy it like once a day or something like that. It was so incredibly good. It was... We were Airbnb in a random Filipino place. And in this place, the condo had a little convenience store at the bottom. And it was insane. I was like, oh, wow. Like its own convenience store, a whole condominium. And then there's a convenience store just only for the residents. And I'm like, whoa, I've never seen that. So we went to the convenience store and everything. And it was like a sari store, you know, type shit. And then, they sold homemade cookies. Like one of the workers would bake some cookies in the morning and then sell it in the store for the like, and it was so cute. It was so cute. And I was like, oh my god, dude, that's so sweet. That's actually so sweet. Let me support her like thingy. And me and Nikita bought the cookie. The cookie was so good. It was actually the most insanely good cookie I've ever had. It was, when you bite it, it was a hard, but then like a hard, like little like crispy edge. In the middle is soft and a little bit gooey because of the chocolate. And then it was so good. The dough, the flavoring, it was best cookie I've ever had. And ever since then, I never had a normal chocolate chip cookie, because why eat another cookie when it's not as good as that one?
After housing all those cookies, meal 1 was officially complete.
Our cookies are down. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Realistically, I probably should be going.
Been chasing a high ever like, dude. I don't feel like ever eating a chocolate chip cookie because like, what's the point? It's not as good.
I thought eating 100 bags of chips would be the most physically and emotionally damaging thing I'd ever subject myself to, until I saw Ricky's next text. As someone that's eaten a wide variety of food over my lifetime, there's not a lot of things out there I won't eat, unless it's this. Yeah, when I got carrot cake.
Here's the problem with that cookie. In the middle of the cookie, it's just too much chocolate, so I would give it to Nikita. So I would only, oh god, this sounds so autistic, but I would only eat the edge around the cookie, and then I would give it.
Second birthday, I wasn't too jazzed about it. But I'm assuming that when Ricky saw that Samantha ate one of these on the show, he thought it would be the perfect opportunity to try to sabatage me. But my goal was to stay the world's hungriest
banana
man,
cake.
and I was not going to let him win. So after
Carrot
getting
cake
my
is also
groceries, it was
fire.
off to Starbucks
Actually,
for the
like,
next item.
banana
but after I got
and
it,
carrot
I
cake
caught
is
the carrot
fire.
cake taunting me in the passenger seat, forcing me to fight back intense feelings of nausea. This was not going to be easy.
Like a rat gnawing in
nothing to say.
wood. Okay.
You sound autistic.
Okay,
Never.
not as good as the frappe earlier. but that is tasty.
After a bit of the frappe, it was time for some Ben &
thank you so
Jerry's.
much.
First actual item.
The first bite of this flavor was a good
Carrot
one.
cake is
Mainly because
yummy.
it was 90% caramel and like 10%
True.
ice cream.
Oh, caramel.
I've never
Good.
tried Coping Zulo, I think.
Probably should have asked them for a napkin.
Finally, it was time to move on to the next items.
Should probably get started on these chocolate bars right here.
Cookies and cream bars are classics, but in my opinion, nothing beats a Reese's chocolate bar. Unfortunately, the only thing left at this point was my mortal enemy.
Nothing about this is.
I'm
gonna be fun.
surprised people can eat this much.
If I could barely stand to smell this carrot cake, I had no idea how I was going to be able to eat it. I figured maybe if I just start with the frosting, the whole thing would be a lot easier to stomach. But when I took the first actual bite of cake, I realized I was wrong. So very wrong.
What? What's wrong with carrot cake? What the fuck? Carrot cake is fine, dude.
It was as
What
if
the-
pure sadness were
He ate 100 bags of chips, but he can't eat a carrot cake? What?
turned into an edible flavor, and that's what I had to eat.
Carrot cake is just a vegetable bread pretending to be dessert, and no one can convince me otherwise.
I continued eating the icing to get as much of this down as I could.
It's not even
but with
that
each bite of carrot
bad.
cake, the task seemed more and more impossible.
Dude, how could anybody eat this, like, willingly?
Okay, dude. This is not helping his case after eating everything else so fast, but a carrot cake is too much.
Everyone, I can't carry on anymore. This is a travesty. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do this.
Fortunately, Ricky texted me again with the next meal, so I went shopping to distract myself. But even as I looked at these tasty donuts, I just couldn't shake the carrot taste in my mouth. The way I saw it, there was only one thing left to do.
Oh.
It cannot be that bad. No, this guy's pissing me off now.
Could have been anything else.
Demi, he said it's his childhood trauma food while you were talking about cookies. Oh.
Else besides carrot cake. Anything else.
Why am I back here?
Oh.
Can I get one caramel frappe, please?
Gotcha. Anything else today?
That's gonna be it.
Gotcha. Pull forward.
My bad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My bad.
Alright, now I know what you're all thinking. Eric, this is normally the point where you get out your blender and you change the consistency of
How about he
whatever it
grows
is
up?
you
I'm
are
kidding.
eating so that it makes it drinkable. I got a lot of comments in the last video where I turned Stan, the 25-pound gummy bear, into a liquid bowl of whatever that was, and a lot of people said it was cheating. So I'm not gonna do that, but I do think I have to do something because there's no way I'm gonna be eating this carrot cake.
Guys, do you think he's one of those
This is
people
the
that
moment I got
vomits
a crazy
afterwards
idea
and then
that I
says
just
he
hope
ate it,
won't
but he technically just vomited it afterwards?
I was hoping that if I froze the carrot cake, then maybe it would become like a popsicle and I wouldn't taste it as much when I tried to eat it later.
Now I just gotta eat the other stuff.
I don't think he would do that because he was like
With
literally
midnight
weighing
fast
himself.
approaching, I moved on to the donuts.
It does taste like sugar at this point.
As I was starting to get fuller and fuller,
Hot Pocket time.
I knew I had to keep eating.
They're ice cold.
As I ate my uncooked Hot Pockets, I
Oh,
continued.
you know who does that? Wow, those like mukbangs. A lot of people do that in mukbangs. They would like bite the food, and then they would cut the video, and then they spit out the food, and then like, etc. etc.
Spiral downward.
Oh man, it's bringing back flashbacks. I'll pick that up later.
The crunchiness was hard at first,
Ow.
and it only continued to get worse. But since it wasn't 100 bags of chips,
If I have to eat another chip in this challenge, I swear I'm gonna.
I was able to finish them off and move on to the next item, which fortunately was soft.
I saved the best for last.
Jesus, this guy is
Probably
insane
Eric, what
for
are you
being
talking
able to
about?
eat this much.
Why would that be the best? It's because these nuggets are going to be eaten with some wow sauce.
At this point, I was outrageously full, but all that remained after these nuggets was one last item, which if I couldn't finish, then another person's diet would get added to the binder.
Wait a minute. I haven't seen him swallow. Wait, me too.
The only thing left is that
Sauce.
travesty of the carrot cake, and I have no idea if my plan is gonna work.
Wait.
Or as
Wait.
frozen as it's gonna get.
No.
It's not even frozen at all. Thinking it was gonna be like a popsicle, all right?
Nikita, the food is here. Oh, now I'm not hungry. But Nikita, the food's here.
What?
The food's downstairs.
Okay, go get it.
Man.
Each bite of this carrot cake was insufferable.
Oh. Gotta say, everybody, people have things they really don't like, and they have things they really do like. This is not one of the things I really
It's like how I'm able to eat a balut, and then people think that's a disgusting thing that should never been existed in the Philippines.
like. It's only one way it's going down.
I held out for as long as I could, but I knew this wasn't going to go down without a little bit of help. I got some good old peanut butter to mask the taste. And guess what? It still
I haven't ate a balut in a while, though.
tasted awful. But it was helping just enough to make progress. And with only a few minutes left in the day, I just had one last thing to say.
Ricky, I hate you. I never ever want to relive that experience.
Every single time he takes a while to eat, he chews, and then suddenly it fast forwards.
Ever again.
Alright, so here's the deal. I ordered the shirt just in case I was able to finish everything on the diet plan.
Over halfway done with the challenge. Unfortunately for me, though, my stomach was destroyed.
Wait.
It's day 4.
But he swallows it during the time
Officially
lapses,
halfway
Demi.
through this challenge.
True, but
I'm ashamed
how
to
come he
admit that
never
I had
swallows
nightmares last
during
night
it?
about carrot cake. Imagine being a grown man
Like
and having
before it.
nightmares about carrot. cake.
With my body, I felt like I was starting to go crazy.
All right, everybody, it's time for a mid-challenge consultation with the fridge. Fridge, being completely honest, what do you think of my current mental state at this moment?
He's on do nothing. I'm sorry.
Speak louder into the microphone.
Guys, I'm just guys.
Even though my
Am I
goal was
not
to
allowed
gain
to
weight
just
for this
yap?
challenge, I was
Sheeshers.
massively bloated. So I called in some backup.
Wait, isn't Slim tea pretty much just like like making you have diarrhea?
I feel slimmer already.
I did a little bit of reading to revitalize my mind and shift my focus away from all the food
It just
I
makes you
eaten.
no.
After that, I had a nice walk with my dog Apollo, and then it was time to check and see what my progress was on my side mission this week. But what I was about to discover was completely unexpected.
All right, everybody, it's past the halfway point. So now what I'm gonna do is weigh myself to see how much I've gained.
As I was about to weigh in, something in the corner caught my eye. At first, I didn't think much of it when Ricky presented me with the binder, but him choosing to include this specific photo of us had a much deeper meaning than I originally thought. You may not know this about me, but I've had my fair share of weight struggles throughout my life. A few weeks after this photo was taken,
I swear to God, the most buff men I've ever seen in my life have always had like had a chubby moment in their lives, whether it's like when they were a kid or something, but every single time they were like a little bit of a chubby guy for a while.
and I found myself at the doctor's office for what I thought would be a routine checkup, but what actually happened would dramatically change the rest of my teenage years. I stepped on the scale and saw 215 pounds staring back at me, and at first, it was just a number. But when my doctor told me that my weight put me in the obese category for kids my age, it hit me harder than any insult any bully had ever thrown at me. For my entire life up until that point, I just wanted to be seen as someone other than the overweight kid. So with that 215-pound number etched in my mind, I walked out of that doctor's office that day with a mission to lose as much weight as possible. And roughly 11 months later, I had lost about 90 pounds. But even after the weight loss, that number never really left me. It became more than a number. Like subconsciously, I would think if I ever found myself back at that number, I would be that overweight kid again. But now in this very moment, as I saw myself creeping back towards that number, I was starting to wonder, what if after all this time, it was just a number after all? But this moment of reflection didn't last very long, because not only was the next diet the biggest so far, failing it meant losing the entire challenge.
All right, you guys, it is day 5. I'm actually feeling pretty rejuvenated today. So it's time to get back to the challenge and see who's next.
I didn't know it yet, but what was going to appear on the page after this one was going to turn the next 24 hours of my life into total chaos.
What is in my stomach right now?
Wait, hold on.
Today's a
Yo, Platinum Wyvern, thank you so much for the prime. Guys, can we watch something else when I eat? Because like I don't want to feel fat when eating.
beast. Finish or pay, because if food's left by the end of the day, 2 more names are on their way.
With 2 more names potentially getting added to the binder if I couldn't finish the next meal plan, Ricky was clearly pushing me to my limits. Especially because the next person up on the list was Kenneth Brumley. Kenneth was featured in the documentary Half Ton Dad. At his peak weight, Kenneth weighed in at an estimated 1,035 pounds. Ricky's challenge was quite the surprise, but he was about to hit me with another one that I wasn't really that prepared for.
So I had trouble finding Kenneth's exact diets. All I was able to find were the typical meals he ate while he was on Half Ton Dad, and the total amount of calories he ate.
Not it does. You got the winning gifted.
It's gonna be the highest out of anyone else's diet so far. Good luck.
With a little over 12 hours on the clock and a semi-recovered stomach, I knew I had to finish this diet because I knew if Ricky added 2 more names to the binder, I'd definitely be failing this challenge.
Thank goodness this meal has orange juice. I gotta get my fruit in somehow.
Orange juice.
At this point, the taste of the food wasn't as big of a concern, so I combined my favorites together to make a mega breakfast sandwich. But as soon as I got to the legendary McDonald's hash brown, I knew exactly what had to happen next.
I dedicate this next part of the video to all the OGs on the channel because there is an item I used to make all the time in my videos. And all I gotta say is that if you try it, your taste buds will be blown away. Step 1, get your pancake and hash brown like so. Step 2, add a little bit of bacon just like so, my friends and family. And then step 3, skip the McMuffin, we don't need the extra carbs. Step 4, garnish your hash brown and bacon just like so. And the final step in the process, everybody, is to garnish your creation just like so, my friends and family. And then you have yourselves what I like to call the electrifier. Woo!
Shaking my head so people know I disapprove.
Who else thinks I should be designing McDonald's menu items? McDonald's, if you're watching this video, I'm always available. All right, always available. Maybe not right now, but in the future at some point.
I finished off the rest of the breakfast items before diving into the dessert, which was 2 massive cinnamon rolls and a little bit of syrup. Meal 1 was pretty easy, but since Ricky was the one sending me the meals, I had no idea what to expect for the rest of the day.
That was pretty spectacular.
Adobo.
Okay, so Ricky just
so
texted
good.
me meal 2 and meal 3. Meal 3 is gonna be at a fast food place, and it's a fast food place I really love. So I'm gonna go grocery shopping.
At the store, I grabbed the next few items I needed, including something I really did not want to see.
After this week, it's safe to say I'm officially a Pepsi guy. This is gonna be going into my what usually is my protein shaker cup, which I find kind of hilarious and slightly ironic.
As usual, I started on the thing I was least excited to eat. And in this case, it was the Doritos. My mouth quickly paid the price.
You guys gotta comment down below. Are you team nacho cheese or are you team Cool Ranch?
I powered through the rest of the chips using my shaker cup as I went.
I've
This
never
Coke
had
was the
Cool
last
Ranch.
thing I needed. And even though the roof of my mouth was back to being in shambles, the Doritos were done.
I'll pick that up later.
Next, it was onto the Snickers bars, which I made quick work of. If this all wasn't enough sugar already, what I had next was going to be the icing on the cake.
Pop-Tarts. That is a pure
I think the last time I had those
I don't even know if
chips was
exemplification is even a word, but I just had to say it.
As I worked my way through these Pop-Tarts,
15
the
years
extreme
ago?
amount of caffeine and sugar was starting to do crazy things to my body. As I shoved the second to last Pop-Tart back into my mouth and sipped the remaining Coke, what happened next, I still can't fully understand.
Woo! Oh my goodness. I don't know what about that meal was incredible, but your boy is officially locked in. I'm introducing a new segment to the videos, everyone. When I get officially dialed in, my pancreas has been seasoned, my organs, my stomach, everything inside of my body is saying, Eric, please, for the love of God, stop eating. That is when I get locked in. Target has been identified.
What?
Like I'm some special ops agent, but just made me feel cool. Side note, I really have always wanted to get a Burger King crown.
Oh, God.
So I was really excited when
Not the crown.
I was supposed to come here today. I'm not feeling so locked in anymore.
The first bite of Burger King was delicious, but with this much in front of me,
I need to make some adjustments to my setup I got
Oh,
going on here because
no.
it's just not working.
I had a feeling things were going to go downhill fast.
Completely unnecessary, but whatever. Doing it anyways.
After applying an unnecessary amount of ranch to this burger, I finished it off and made my way to the nuggets next. My sauce of choice was the legendary sweet and sour. It was good, but flavor fatigue was starting to hit. And when that happens, it's never a good thing.
What you guys gotta do when you're in moments like
What's
this where
flavor
fatigue is
fatigue?
hitting, you gotta go bam, and then boom, and then back to bam.
Wait, flavor fatigue is when you eat too much to the point where you can't even taste what you're eating anymore?
Sweet and sour and ranch, obviously a goated combo. After spending the next
What
few
the
minutes
f-
eating
I've
those, it was
never
finally time
experienced
for the
that.
fries.
Exercise. I thought you meant extra fries.
Good one, bro.
We've all made it up into this point of the video. I just want you all to drop a French fry emoji down below.
At this point, I was starting to get very full, but there were two iconic items still left for me to finish.
2 orders of fries are down. I feel like I just ran a marathon. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a work of art. The legendary Hershey's pie from Burger King.
The Burger King meal was finished, and with that much food in me,
No! Why did they add beans in my food? No. What are these? Ew. Dude, guys, I do not like beans. I don't fucking like beans.
the only thing I could think of doing next was...
Time to go grocery shopping. Again.
You'd think Walmart would be concerned about the amount of times I'd visited this week.
I am disgusted with myself right now.
Yet here I was again, and I was being stalked.
Too soon. I don't think I've ever had a zebra cake before. It tastes like sugar at this point.
Right about now is when I
He's
started feeling all
literally
those calories
him.
catch up with me.
Big time here. Oh.
Even these smaller items were becoming incredibly hard to finish.
I literally feel like this guy right here. Like this is me
Why?
right now.
I finished off the M&Ms, but the next item for sure wasn't going to be good for my digestive system.
The peanut M&Ms are down. This last item I feel like can really not make things very good right now. But you know what? I like to live dangerously, everybody. We have a cheesecake right here.
I gotta say, I was pretty surprised when I took my first bite of this cheesecake.
There is no way he can finish a whole f***ing cheesecake.
That's not bad for a Walmart cheesecake.
But things quickly took a turn for the worse.
Oh, man.
Each bite of cheesecake felt like a literal brick was going into my
There's
stomach.
no
But
way.
with midnight fast approaching and more food after this, I was almost at the finish line. I just had to keep pushing.
Cheesecake is down. I wish I could say that today is over, but unfortunately it is not. I can't believe I've made it through almost 5 days of this.
That will be me tomorrow morning.
I genuinely could not believe that I'd made it to this meal, but the end of the day was finally in sight.
It's actually kind of nice.
Besides, what harm could yet another food item that scratches the roof of my mouth do? Yeah, it turns out the bacon on this pizza was a little bit too crispy. At this point, I wasn't sure if my mouth would ever fully recover from this challenge.
The bacon is crunchy and the roof of my mouth is still raw.
Shortly after this, I realized I'd forgotten to bring an item to the table.
This is the last thing my body needs right now is a bean and cheese burrito. Just telling you all right now.
After happily eating the first burrito, and eventually the second, it was time for a little taste test.
It's time for an official Pizza Hut Ranch taste test. Oh, no.
At this point, I knew the only way I was going to be able to finish these breadsticks was with my own sauce.
I gotta say right now, I'm an absolute liar for wearing
Okay,
this shirt.
dude,
Speaking
this
of this amazing
self
shirt, you can grab yourself
promo.
one. I also have a bunch of ErikTheElectric merch down below in the description as well if you'd like to take a peek at some foodie merch. I'm sure you'd all enjoy it.
Anyways, with the breadsticks eaten, I continued onward.
I can't believe I have to do this. This meal didn't just call for one meat lover's pizza. It called for 1.5. Oh my goodness. I could not.
Oh, 1.5. Why
Actually,
so specific?
it could, and it was going to.
Oh, my stomach isn't there anymore. It's just pain. Oh.
But I was able to finish the other half of this pizza. Unfortunately, though, I wasn't quite done yet.
I'm so full right now.
Because only a few minutes after I finished this meal, Ricky texted me Kenneth's midnight snack. With time slowly ticking away, I headed back to Walmart for what felt like the 100th time.
I feel like my stomach is gonna file a restraining order.
Why is he doing this?
if I
For
keep eating
content, I
like
guess.
this.
But after grabbing my items, I realized that my fullness wasn't going to be the only issue here.
Just my luck.
And then on the way home, I had a mild panic attack. And for good reason.
Forgot the wallet.
No.
I could not believe I forgot my wallet, but I headed back to Walmart anyway, hoping it would be there. And fortunately, it was. Pro tip:
So you left it exactly where a Mr. Feasible would be? Oh my god.
all the aspiring YouTubers out there, it's never a good idea to use your wallet as a makeshift tripod. With less than an hour left until midnight, I could tell that this final meal was going to come down to the wire.
right.
After giving my stomach as much rest as possible, it was finally go time.
So full right now.
With 10 minutes left, I got into the Ben & Jerry's, which is where I faced my first enemy.
Wait. Yeah, you're right. If he left the wallet in the counter, how did he pay for his food?
Normally in this situation, I'd go heat up
He
some
wouldn't have touched his like wallet, phone. I know phone, but like
water
no
to fight the
shot,
brain
I don't
freeze.
know.
But I knew I just didn't have the time. So room temp water was gonna have to do.
I mean, it's strawberry cheesecake. At least I'm getting some fruit in it today.
A few more spoonfuls later, I was already halfway through the pint. And then finally, I was able to finish it off.
The Ben & Jerry's is done.
With a little over 6 minutes left, I had 2 PB&J sandwiches to finish.
I hate you, Ricky. So much.
right, Dexter.
At
I
this
was
point,
gonna say,
everything was on the
if you
line,
use your
but all
phone to
that
pay,
stood
why
in
bring
the
the
way
wallet?
between me and victory was one last PB&J sandwich. No words can describe how full I was at this point.
Oh my gosh, I can't. Oh.
I
What is in my stomach right now?
The only thing I could do at this point was move around to try and help digest some of the food.
My body's saying yes, but my mind is saying no.
With less than 2 minutes left and only a quarter of the sandwich remaining,
A little over a minute left.
I knew this was going to be close. I stuffed the second to last bite into my mouth and checked the clock once again.
Woo! Mouth is clean.
Oh my.
I'm gonna need to lay down for a little bit.
After one of the most ridiculous days of eating I've ever had, I sent Ricky this text. And what he ended up sending me back was the last thing I expected. I didn't realize it at first, but he was right. This did kind of feel like one of our dumb kid adventures.
Hey, what up, guys? I'm Eric Lampkin. Let's go, Ricky.
You know, we should probably be watching where we're going. Eric, speed up.
Only this time, the stakes were real. One final diet was all that stood between me and the end of this challenge. But with 2 days to finish it, I felt confident I was going to end this challenge with a W. Little did I know, I was going to need every second I could get.
Oh, we've made it to day 6. Since Ricky said that.
Is it just me, or does he look like he aged like for 10 years after this challenge?
There's 5 diets. That means I have 1 more to go. Oh, I'm gonna go find out who's up next. Unfortunately.
The next name in the binder, Donna Simpson. Someone who actually set out to become the world's heaviest woman. Donna's
Oh no. What happened?
This meal plan was so outrageous that it not only made national headlines, it made all the meal plans I'd eaten this week look like appetizers. And unfortunately for me, I had no idea what I was walking into.
I thought he said these were going to be more difficult than the world's heaviest man's diet. All right, well, I guess it's time for some mashed potatoes. What do you think?
Did that say 30 pounds of mashed potatoes, or was I like
Box
tripping?
mashed potatoes. I really like that. What if you want to do the whole box? Microwave on high.
Dude, that's gonna make a ton of potatoes.
5 pounds? Whoa.
Hey, at least this is like the softest meal
Whoa.
of the week.
Leon VP, thank you so much for this
Not only were the
message.
potatoes super
Much love.
soft, they were the perfect food to start the day off with.
I feel like this is missing something.
But since they were just plain mashed potatoes, I needed something to bump up the flavor. So I decorated them with some fat-free cheese.
This feels like the first challenge of the week that the roof of
I'm
my mouth
surprised he would decorate it with cheese instead of gravy. Isn't mashed potatoes perfect with gravy?
actually approves of.
But even though this meal felt like a win, the victory was short-lived because of what showed up on my lock screen next.
Looks like I gotta go shopping again.
I headed back to the store to buy some bread. 5 loaves was a lot, but it was still pretty manageable. Little did I know, this was only the beginning.
You know, a lot of people.
This was only the
watch these videos I
beginning.
make for many years now, and they always ask me, Eric, do you ever think you'll give up carbs? And I always say the same thing: over my great body.
Okay.
After my incredibly hilarious joke, I got back to work on the mashed potatoes.
I'll never look at mashed potatoes the same after this.
I was able to finish them off,
All the mashed potatoes are done.
but I still had bread left to eat.
Mo butter, mo better.
After eating the bread and butter like a civilized human
I
being,
f***ing love bread and butter.
I decided to take a little bit of the outside out and make my own butter pocket. From the way I saw it, I was
But not toasting it and having the only cold butter is kind of like crazy. If you just like, I don't know, toast it for a little bit so that the butter can like at least like melt a bit. It's
so close
you know?
to finishing this challenge.
Got 3 loaves remaining.
But I was in for quite the surprise.
No more butter. Well, at least not that kind of butter.
I searched the pantry for something to help me take down the rest of this bread.
My mouth is so annihilated.
Even the top of the sourdough bread was bothering my mouth. Little did I know, that was about to become the least of my worries.
Oh man, this bread is filling me up.
I hoped that making some classic PB&Js was going to get me to the finish line. But
Wow, he added peanut butter in that. Isn't that like so much more calories than he
was
would
starting
have
to
or
hit the wall,
should have
which meant
be
I had to
eating?
think of something fast.
I dedicate this entire meal to all the gluten-free people watching, because I wish I were you right now.
I don't like to do it because honestly it's pretty disgusting. But dunking bread in water softens it up and makes it way easier to eat.
Final loaf.
A few minutes later, I finally conquered the bread boss and made it to the end, or so I thought.
If they didn't say it had to be pretty, it just had to be done. I always come out on top. Always. You've got to be kidding me.
At this point, I could barely think straight anymore, but it was off to the grocery store once again. I had absolutely no idea, but sheer ridiculousness was about to unfold in front of me. I said the word dude in the span of 15 minutes more times than I'd ever said in my entire life. Not only was this an expensive grocery trip, but I now had an entire feast to prepare. So I got to work and spent the next few hours cooking. I decided that since I had one more day left to complete the challenge, I'd be going all in tomorrow. But before I did, there was one big question on my mind.
Oh my! What the f is this? Oh my! Dude, why did he take a video like this?
Cool. So it's time to see if I'm actually at the weight goal.
213. I hadn't seen that number in years. And tomorrow, I had a feeling it wasn't just my stomach that was going to be tested.
There's no way he could do this. I feel like this is humanly impossible. I feel like I'm getting no. There's no shot. I don't think this is possible because the guy that eats food for a living struggled with like already eating like whatever. Like this is legitimately impossible. There's no way this is real. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry for the fans of this guy, but I'm sorry to be a little bit sus. This is kind of sus. A little bit suspicious. Glory way to go 4 months. This is a little bit sus. This is too sus. I don't know, man. I think he's spitting out the food.
I feel like I just cooked enough food to feed an entire football team.
Out of thousands of food challenges, this was the biggest meal
No,
I've
there's
ever
no
been
way.
in front of.
I
Looking
don't
over the
believe it.
massive
If he
spread of
doesn't fail here, Fake.
across the table, I decided to tackle the thing I disliked
As if the heaviest person in the world would eat any milk.
the most. The stuffing. I made quick work of the stuffing and started diving into the ham. But only a few short minutes later, I fell back into a food coma once again.
My stomach isn't there anymore. It's just pain.
That means I saw a tweet eat 4,500 calories
the
for
entire
breakfast.
challenge had come to this,
Jesus.
and I was determined to finish this meal by any means necessary. But each bite was becoming harder and harder to eat. As I continued on, one big question started to form in my mind.
Oh, this is miserable.
How could anyone eat this much food in a day?
Ugh.
So when I came back to the table an hour
I will say this, for people who say that he's speeding up the part where he starts to swallow food, you do know you can cut up the video, splice it, and then now it looks like it just sped up, and then it's like literally skipping the part where he could be like spitting. There is no proof of him actually swallowing the food.
later, I found out the answer to that question for myself.
Because every time he puts food in his mouth, there's a
I was shocked would be an understatement.
The timer literally skips frames. It's on a smooth timer.
Look at the number in years.
Look at the timer
Tomorrow,
and tell me it's
it
not
wasn't just
skip
my
framed.
stomach that was going to be tested.
I feel like I just took food to feed an entire football team.
Out of thousands of food challenges, this was the biggest meal I'd ever been in front of. Looking over the massive spread of food across the table, I decided to tackle the thing I disliked the most, the stuffing. I made quick work of the stuffing and started diving into the ham.
also
But only
skip
a few
framed.
short minutes later, I fell back into a food coma once again.
My stomach isn't there anymore. It's just pain.
After a break, I was back at it a few hours later. The entire challenge had come to this, and I was determined to finish this meal by any means necessary. But each bite was becoming harder and harder to eat. As I continued on, one big question started to form in my mind.
There's just no way. There's just no way this is possible.
How could anyone eat this much food in a day?
Ugh.
So
And
when
I don't
came
even think that the people of this video even ate this much.
back to the table.
I don't think this f***ing guy ate 100 bags of chips a day. Like, this is I can't believe they would lie about what these fat people are eating.
An hour later, I found out the answer to that question for myself. And to say I was shocked would be an understatement.
I'm getting mad!
Calorie diet.
When I first saw the title of the article, I was pretty skeptical.
30,000 calorie Christmas feast.
Oh.
And then I saw this.
2 hours sitting.
2 hour sitting, f off. No shot.
Digging in your butt twin.
Start digging in your butt, tween.
Yeah, and I'm the Queen of England.
Either Donna was the best professional eater in the world, or that article mistakenly put 2 hours instead of 2 months. Either way, I felt defeated. I'd made it to the final boss in the craziest challenge I'd ever attempted. But ultimately, Ricky was right. This really was the challenge I couldn't finish. But in my eyes, there was just one last thing I had to do.
Wait time, baby.
I started this week at 184 pounds.
Okay, wait, guys. He didn't actually finish the food. He gave up. Oh, shit. Maybe I'm just a f***ing asshole.
And as I stepped on the scale, I weighed in at 218 pounds, the heaviest I've been in my entire life. When I first started this
Guys, I think I'm a hater. I'm so sorry, dude. Stop side-eyeing me. Stop side-eyeing me.
I expected
Apologize.
I'd feel those old
I'm
thoughts of
sorry.
insecurity
I'm
again if I came
sorry.
close to even hitting this number. But in this moment,
I'm sorry,
I felt
dude.
okay. And in a weird way, being over that 215 number didn't bring up those old
Guys, I just don't understand why he always skips him swallowing every single time, though.
feelings that I expected it to. What I
I'm
gained
checking
this
the
week,
comments. Am I the only one who said this? This video is insane. Survived. Didn't take long to realize he uploads only every 3 to 6 months because of how long it takes him to go back in shape. Massive respect for you, man. Yeah, guys, I think I'm a f***ing asshole. I'm very sorry.
week wasn't just weight, it was perspective. And I wasn't the only one who changed. Donna ended up losing over 100 pounds and decided to prioritize being a mom. And Kenneth also lost over 100 pounds after appearing on Half Ton Dad. Samantha Mason lost over 320 pounds and continues to share aspects of her weight loss journey on social media. Paul, he lost over 650 pounds and had one of the most dramatic weight loss
Holy shit.
transformations ever recorded. And Barry
Being a hater has only worked for you in the past with Blizzard Boy.
Austin, the man once called Britain's heaviest, eventually lost over 300 pounds. They lost weight, but they found something greater, power over their own stories. And while I may not have finished the challenge, ultimately I gained something much more meaningful, peace with who I've become. And if 15-year-old me could see where I am now, I think he'd be pretty proud. As for Ricky, well, it turns out there was still one more memory left for us to make.
Alright, man, how'd it go?
I couldn't finish it, but I did hit the weight goal though.
Oh, man, no, you technically failed. I'm still impressed.
At least I've got food covered for the next few days. Well, bro, there's one last thing I think we should do before we leave.
Seashores. Aw, they recreated the photo. That's so cute. Holy sh! He lost his tan.